It's time to go all in for a gold buckle here in Las Vegas. We're nearly halfway through the National Finals Rodeo, and it's now or never for the best of the West to stake their claim on a world title. Are you ready for some rodeo? Night 5 of the 2024 NFR starts right now.
Come on, son, get down here. Squat down. Kneel down.
Happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas.
88 and a half.
My goal coming into here was to win one round. After that first round win in round 2, I reset my goal to 4 rounds.
90 and a half points, Rider Ride.
He gets pretty into it. I think he tries harder than I do most of the time. It's fun to watch. You know, it's awesome to have the support we have down here.
It is 7.5.
You know what happened, and you want to watch it. You know, 20,000 people watching for 33,000. Who wouldn't want to watch that again?
13:43.
It was a tough road. It was a grueling road to get here. Tonight just felt incredible. I just let him go. We went for the round.
Well, one thing's for sure, they let it all hang out inside the UNLV campus's Thomas Mack Center. It's the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. This is the Teton Ridge NFR Preshow presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. Well, welcome inside to the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone. It's night 5, round 5, and we are nearly halfway through the 2024 NFR. Good evening, I'm Kadee Coffman. Alongside me, well, so many notables in the industry that you know and love. First and foremost, 5-time world champion steer wrestler and Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer Luke Branquinho, as well as 23-time world champion cowgirl Jackie Crawford, 6-time world champion Kaycee Feild, newly inducted in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, and 8-time world champion Stetson Wright. I know you'd rather be riding inside, but we're so glad to have you at the desk tonight, Stetson, and watching your brother do so well inside the Thomas and Mack. And round 4, Luke, it didn't disappoint.
Absolutely not. Excuse me, I'm getting so much talking up here. But the team roping, how about that? It looked like the grand entry, Jackie, when they went around for the victory lap.
Oh my gosh, I bet those guys were really wishing they'd have found a 1/10 of a second somewhere in one of those runs. Yeah, it was crowded, but what a great round. That was fun to watch.
Great round indeed. Well, you can obviously see that so many of us are wearing pink tonight. I think all of the inside of Thomas and Mack will be pink for Tough Enough to Wear Pink night. But here are the world standings leaders as we head into round number 5. Shad Mayfield still has the top spot in the all-around race. Keenan Hayes, Will Loomis, Tyler Wade, Wesley Thorpe, Ryder Wright, Riley Webb, Haley Kinsel, and Josh Frost. And stories are really starting to take shape as we near the halfway mark here at the NFR, and those average races are certainly tightening up as well. And when we look in the rearview mirror for round number 4, we're going to start right off with NFR rookie Bradley Miller, really putting on a show in the bareback, Casey.
Yeah, how about Bradley Miller? Just a rookie kid, comes here, he's won a second round. His goal was 1, cutting himself short. I couldn't believe that. I heard that. He's already won $103,000. The kid is on fire. He had a little struggle in round 3, but watch this ride right here from last night. This was amazing. This horse took a little scoot, took a little hop, skip, kind of gave him an opportunity to get screwed down and show off. That horse right there, watch how he curls his feet and then his nose almost hits the ground. That feels like you're on a trampoline. So Bradley's seeing everything really clear. He can turn his toes out. He can critique his ride throughout the 8 seconds. And he took advantage of that. That was so much fun. The hopper pen last night, hats off to Bradley Miller.
Being the legend you are in the sport of bareback, are you impressed with this NFR rookie?
I really am. Actually, I've watched him all year. I've paid close attention to this kid. His dad's a college rodeo coach down in Texas. And I've seen him ride, and not that I haven't been impressed, but he's really riding way better than he has all year. Pressure situation, the pressure, he's using it for fuel. He's taking advantage of it. The energy in the Thomas and Mack, he's loving it. He's having fun. It's awesome to see. Happy for that rookie.
Well, we'll see how that will continue. Luke, for steer wrestling, round 4.
Yeah, my pick, JD Struckness, and everybody thought I was cheating. I'd seen the draw first. Who doesn't? That's just doing your homework, guys.
Over-aggressively doing your homework.
Well, it's still a win for me. But right here, crush, JD Struckness, stud run, got the start, and that is key in that pin of steers because they really ran and tried. But what's impressive about JD is he didn't panic. He got caught up fast. Steer raised his head. JD stayed over that inside horn. Great finish. And look out, JD is down on 1 steer in the average. But this guy, he's going to go at him in the go-round, so it's going to be tough for JD to, or tough for them to catch JD.
Have you talked about the Penna steers tonight? Do you know what they're having?
Absolutely.
Or do you know what they're running,
Yeah,
I should say?
This is a really good Penna steers. We should see a lot of fast times. 4-1 got a check, was 6th place on them in the second go-round. I don't know that that's going to get a check this tonight because they got them figured out. They know the start. They know how to throw them down or they wouldn't be in this building. So look out. It may be 3-9-ish going to get the last check.
Well, Jackie, in the team roping last night, it didn't disappoint. 4-1. It was stacked at the top of the leaderboard. And like you said at the top of the show, it was the grand entry.
Yeah, that was a lot of teams. Like I said, I bet all of them wish that they could have found that 10th of a second. But, you know, just a great round of team roping right here. Started off JC Yaquo and Buddy Hawkins. JC Yaquo has been hanging it on them on the head side. You know, I know they're wanting to get a little stronger finish, and that probably would have got them into the sub 3-second run. But, man, what a great run by them. Right here, Clint Summers and Jake Long. Clint kind of misses his wrap a little bit and lets that steer stall out just a tick. Same thing right here with Dustin Anguissuita. Misses his wrap just a little, but hangs that steer, and Levi Lord comes in and does work. Right here, Cody Snow and Hunter Cook. This young horse that Cody Snow stepped on has done a great job and just looks so honest. That was a great run and a great finish by that team.
Luke, any comments on the team roping?
Yeah, again, I think you said one of those teams wishes they would have found a 10th somewhere. So does Montana Silversmith because they had to make a lot of go-round buckles.
Do you think we'll continue to see wicked fast times tonight, Jackie?
Yeah, I do. I think that, like I said, there were some things in those runs that they could have been a little faster. We didn't see a sub 4-second run. I think tonight you're going to see 3-second runs.
Well, Stetson, how about the saddle bronc riding? We heard your brother say, I think you were riding more than he was up there in that suite last night, 90.5.
Yeah, I was tickled pink. I had to wear it today. I mean, riders showed up and finally did what I thought he could do, and this horse, Tickled Pink, bailed out of there. Super hard horse to ride. It's bucked me off hard before. I knew these two would match up good. Ryder's really good at staying back, staying aggressive, and lifting on his bronc rein. He does it as good as anybody, but literally, I literally couldn't be more happy for him, and I'm pretty excited to see him heating up right now.
I know that you've said that you all don't talk too much during the NFR. Any advice or comments or compliments?
Oh, he always stays even keel, so I'm not worried about what he's doing. He's got it taken care of. I'll keep riding with him up in the stands. Casey, keep dodging my elbows.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up.
Casey, did you want to dance alongside him and ride with Ryder?
I sure did, but it was dangerous. I felt more comfortable sitting down.
Understood. Well, there is the Saddle Bronc World Standings as we see it right now. And like we said, we're nearing the halfway point, round 5 tonight. We'll see how those numbers continue to shake up. But for us, how about tie-down roping? This is the Riley Webb Show. And can I just say, I love that I spent all my money on him in my Pro Fantasy Rodeo. He is heating things up, Jackie.
In 4 runs, Riley Webb has not made one single bobble or mistake, and he made just the same carbon copy run last night. Each night, he has hit the barrier perfect. That horse looks so easy, gets across the calf and gives him a good shot, stays free, lets him keep those calves on their feet, which helps him to just, the run is set up when he gets there, and he just executes and finishes. Could not be more impressed with Riley Webb, and if he keeps it up, they better watch out.
Yeah, and we talk about how important the start is in all the events. He has nailed the barrier. That horse has led him. But what's really fun to watch is when he leaves, he's kind of picking up and floating because you can't watch the calf. You got to anticipate them going, get off the corner when the gates crack. But you score as you're going through the mouth of the box, and he has done an incredible job at that.
Yeah, forward momentum is so important in all the timed events, especially on a fast start, and that horse does it as well as anyone I've ever seen. When the gates crack, he doesn't take the bits, but he has forward momentum and just lets Riley pull himself to the front row.
Well, I know so many people were so thrilled to see Cassie Mowry and Jarvis go home with the go-round win last night in round number 4, Luke.
Yeah, this was, it's been so fun to watch them placing along and winning second behind Haley a couple times. You want to talk about a tight first barrel, Jackie. That one was breathing on her like Haley said it was with her and sister. But this third barrel right there, so clean, and then hits the gas burners, and they're on the way home to first.
Yeah, everything was so flawless. Like you said, that first barrel is so tight, but she has no momentum lost on any of those barrels. And that horse can run so fast. I think tipping that first barrel the first night is really we're gonna see what they have every night.
Well, you can see Cassie Mowry has $259,000 and some change in the bank right now. We'll see how much more she can accumulate over these next rounds. First place, first go round, $33,000. Not bad to write home about, is it, Luke?
No, I was jealous. It was only 13 when I first started.
Are you dating yourself?
No.
Okay. As we conclude with bull riding, I think Josh Frost, well, he's in control of his own destiny, Stetson.
Yeah, it's dang for sure his to lose now at this point. Like, Josh has been he's got everything going his direction right now because he's rode a lot of bulls this week that he shouldn't have rode and wouldn't have rode last year. He came in with a shoulder injury, and like everybody was kind of doubting whether he was going to be good enough to ride, and I mean, he's shut everybody up, and like he's going to run off with this thing, and I'm so excited about it because I wanted Josh to win a world title, and it's perfect year because I'm not in here, and so I'm pulling for Josh. But yeah, he's riding super good. He dominated that bull from start to finish, and these boys are going to have hell trying to catch him now.
Stetson, though, in the bull riding, though, with Josh riding so many bulls and doing as good as he's doing, with a shoulder injury, it almost looks like to me he's not overriding bulls. Like right there, he could have overrode that bull very easy, but the shoulder injury, kind of he's protecting himself, and that bull, you know, he could have overrode him very easy. He's in a perfect position, but I almost think that he's riding a little bit better with the shoulder injury.
Well, that's honestly just right. Like Josh, over the years, bulls into his hand, he always would well himself, but now that he's trying to keep everything held together, he's riding everything more square than he has in a long time, and they're not going to throw him off too many times, if any.
The bees are buzzing. He's from Utah.
Yeah,
we're from Utah. We're proud of Josh.
Well, very interesting perspectives from the world champs here at the desk. Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got a lot of special guests, and this gentleman is no exception. Tie-down roper Ty Harris will be sitting down with two-time PRCA Announcer of the Year, Anthony Lucia, when we come back.
Get ready for the richest weekend in rodeo. The American Rodeo returns to Arlington, Texas, April 11th and 12th, 2025. With performances by country music artists Riley Green and Bailey Zimmerman. See the biggest names in rodeo go head-to-head versus rising stars. Get your tickets now at AmericanRodeo.com and join us April 11th and 12th at Globe Life Field. The American Rodeo, where legends are made.
For PFR's 21st birthday, we're celebrating in style. I'm offering up my own personal Cybertruck. Go to ProFantasyRodeo.com. Pick one rider from each event at the NFR. Rodeo Super Bowl. Best team over 10 nights is the winner. You could pick the truck and trailer, but think about how cool it'd be driving around in one of these.
Welcome back to fabulous Las Vegas. This is the Teton Ridge NFR Preshow presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design, and we are in the Brumbaugh's Lounge, warm and cozy, ready to witness more action from another exciting night of the National Finals Rodeo. Excited to be sitting alongside of Round 3 winner Ty Harris, now a 6-time National Finals Rodeo qualifier. And the other night in your interview, Ty, you talked about your Round 3 win, and you said, it's been a while since I've been in this point.
It's been a while, yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for having me. I won around in 2022, but it was the 10th go-around. Still paid the same, still sent me my buckle, but didn't get to take that victory lap and didn't quite get that nostalgic feeling of getting to talk to you, get an interview, take that lap, go to South Point, and do all that. But, yes, sir, it's been a minute. 2019 was the last time.
Well, either way, it's exciting. And when it comes down to it, 6.9 seconds, that was the fastest run that we've seen here at the NFR. But tonight, it could go either way.
Yeah, you never know. I haven't really seen the draw yet, but this is the big set of calves. 7-8 win the round in the second round. I think 8-9, maybe one last hole. It might get a little faster than that. You probably aren't going to see any 6s tonight. You never know. Cat ropers are open good, but these calves average about 260 pounds tonight, and yeah, it's going to be good roping.
Right on. Well, we can't wait to see what you have, and they're actually telling me in my ear that your draw, you have the calf that Riley won the round on in round number 2.
That's good news. Yes, sir. That's very, very exciting.
Did you see his face light up? Riley won the round on in round number 2.
That's good news. Yes, sir. That's very, very exciting.
Did you see his face light up? He said, let's night. But you seem like, and I've known you for quite some time since you jumped on the scene in 2018 and out of the arena. Where does that come from?
Man, I love it. This is all I've ever wanted to do, and I'm very thankful to get to do it. I've dreamt about it for about 20 years, and so getting to live it, no matter how it's going, I know obviously sometimes I haven't had the success that I've wanted inside the arena, especially inside that yellow building, but I just try to remind myself that I'm blessed to get to do this and enjoy it every day.
Well, a guy that's had a lot of success in the arena is Luke Branquinho, and he's actually now has a hard-hitting question for you.
A real hard hitter. I used to love it when I'd be walking up to the rodeo office and like, hey, you got the one they won the round on, and that smile, I could feel what you were feeling right there. But I got to ask, how much do you feed off the energy of a guy like Riley Webb that is just being so dominant right now, and now knowing you have a calf that he had done it on?
Yes, sir, and I'm actually
a guy like Riley Webb that is just being so dominant right now, and now knowing you have a calf that he had done it on.
Yes, sir, and I'm actually get the privilege to rope right behind him off at that NFR. So he's obviously made 4 amazing runs to this point. He's obviously made 4 amazing runs to this point. But that third go round when he went 7-1, I was like, man, pretty awesome. It's amazing what he's done these last 4 rounds. But we got 6 to go, and I'm excited for tonight.
And Ty, watching you and Riley and Shad and Haven and everybody go head-to-head, it's reminiscent of the days of old with the great tie-down ropers that we've seen with Cody and Fred and all of those battles, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to get to witness again tonight. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
The battles and tie-down continue, Anthony. Thank you so much, Ty. Thanks for stopping by the set. I know you've got a big night tonight. And speaking of the tie-down race, it is heating up. And if Riley goes out and does what Riley Webb does tonight, I don't know, a gold buckle may be inevitable. Luke?
Yeah, but, I mean, Jackie, we know this as well as anybody. Shad Mayfield is still a force. I mean, he knows that he's fallen behind, and he's going to have to go out there every night, get the start, and make the run that got him here. We haven't seen a lot of that out of Shad, but listen, 6 more nights. I could see Shad still getting it done, but he's going to have to start tonight.
Yeah, I hope Shad is able to do what Shad normally does. I talked to him yesterday. He was having a lot of heck with his hips again, had moved into his back. He was supposed to get an x-ray today with Tandy. I haven't heard how that went today, but he told me last night, he's like, I just can't get out of the saddle. He said he just feels stuck. That's why he hung his toe. He said it's just really hard. And so I feel bad that he's battling like that, but you know what? He's been fighting through that all year, and I have full faith that when the ball starts rolling, he can fight through that stuff and do what Shad does.
Yep, and when the chips are down, we'll see how it all pans out tonight in round number 5. Hey, stick around. Maybe warm up with us. It's not windy or chilly here at all. Chancey Williams, he's here. He's going to get the party started when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Here we are with another chance to possibly win $1 million.
Hopefully this is our road to the American.
We love that money. We're trying for that $1 million.
Going to the casino.
Paving our way towards $1 million. Lord knows we could use it.
You know, it's an opportunity you only have once a year, so it's time to make it count.
At Tractor Supply, we understand that out here, no 2 days are the same. Some days start early, others end a little late. Some days you're taking things a step at a time, others you're just stepping away from it all. Some days you're caring for your property, others your family. Either way, you're ready for whatever comes next. At Tractor Supply, we'll help you make the most of life out here, no matter how you live it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? NFR night 5, I think. Hey, I'm Chancey Williams. I'm from up there in the great state of Wyoming, so I'll play you guys a song here. Hey, we got this song coming out January 10th. It's a brand new one. It's a true story about my Uncle Don, and it's called The Ballad of Uncle Don. Here, you guys go check it out. Well, my Uncle Don was a hand, they say, way back in his bronc riding days. He was hell on loose where the cowboys hard. He'd bear down and they'd spur 'em hard. There was an Oklahoma roughneck came through town, bragging about a horse 7 miles around. No one could ride, so they made a little bit of Uncle Don stayed on that horse he'd give. Oh, they opened that shoe gate, just flew high, head on the ground, kicking straight for the sky. Nothing and a storm, yeah, damn sure rang. They're everything at them but the kitchen sink. When the dust finally settled, they settled on up. Uncle Don jumped them up in the bed of his truck. Well, word spread around like wildfire does. One day another old feller showed up. Said, I know where there's an old blaze face paid. Throwed everybody ever looked his way. Uncle Don just grinned, threw the saddle in his truck. Drove into town, said, load 'em on up. Well, they opened that shoe gate, just flew high. Head on the ground, kicking straight for the sky. Nothing and a storm, yeah, damn sure rang. Everything at him but the kitchen sink. When the dust finally settled, they settled on up. Uncle Don jumped him up in the bed of his truck. Yeah. That was back in the day when they damn sure bucked. Old Uncle Don, he was still young enough, tougher than a leather full of try and grit. That right there is some cowboy shit. January 10th, you guys be able to look out for that one, The Ballad of Uncle Don. Thank you.
Yeah, let's give it up for Chancey Williams, the Cowboys cowboy. I think you're going to put your guitar down there, Chancey, and come join us at the set here. But for more information and more of his music, you can go to chanceywilliams.com and bring you into the hot seat.
I swear I sound like that when nobody's around.
You do.
I think Chancey wanted you to have his pick. Wow. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Or were you going to keep that for
well,
somebody else?
I was going to give it to her, and I was like, why would I give it to her?
You were going to give it to Luke? Luke always takes everything from me up here, so I'm going to keep this.
Something.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Let's stay on track. Let's stay on track. Chancey, love having you here on the set. You joined us just a few years back on the pre-show, and you know you're a Cowboys cowboy. You're a bronc rider, and you have a very, very cool stat. And you're in tall company. Alongside you, you were the only one, and Chris Ledoux, to have both competed and played on the main stage at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Now, that's something to hang your hat on.
Well, it's a fun stat to have with Chris for sure. You know, that just being able to compete at Cheyenne at that level is tough. You know, as these guys will tell you, it's the biggest rodeo out west and the biggest outdoor rodeo in the world. And so just to ride there is special, but to get to play there is super special because it takes a long time to get to that level in music, I guess. So to have that stat with Chris Ledoux is really neat.
You know what I love about Chancey's music, and much like Chris, is like your songs have a story. Like I could relate to a lot of your songs, just hearing those words and feel like, man, I've felt that before, and I love that about your music. We also have your song to intro the Luke Branquinho show.
That's
You
right.
were kind enough to let us use it. So this guy, from being a cowboy to a musician, you're true to your core.
Well, I try to write songs, you know, every time we're in Nashville, right? And I write songs for my friends like you guys that would maybe listen to going up and down the road. So, you know, as a lot of people know in Nashville, some of those songs don't really fit cowboys. And so growing up on a ranch in Moorcroft and college rodeo and out west here, you know, and stuff, I have to write stuff that's accurate, or I got friends that'll call me out. You know, like lyrically, they got to match up, you know, and just like that fastest gun in town, we wrote that about Stetson, and you know, those songs have to be accurate because my friends will listen to it and call me out.
Chancey, he's got a lot of friends in the rodeo world that will call him out pretty quick too. I'll tell you that.
That's
Honest
true.
friends, but that's true. You know what you're saying about the words of the songs. I caught myself here tapping my foot, and then I started daydreaming, like, you know, where I'm at. That's the feel it gives you, man.
Well,
I'm proud of you too, Chancey. Your
Well, I
career has
appreciate
been
that.
amazing.
Yeah, you know, I try to stay in my lane when it comes to songwriting. You know, I grew up on a ranch in Moorcroft and rodeoed at Casper College at the University of Wyoming, so my friends would call me out if I was singing something I didn't know about. So.
What about your favorite event, Chancey? What are you most looking forward to watching inside the Thomas Mack tonight?
Well, always the bronc riding, you know. That's kind of what I did a little bit. I mean, obviously not at these guys' level, but it sure is fun to watch. And, you know, the lineup's good tonight. And the Wyoming boy has the black tie, and, you know, a Sankey horse, which is also a Wyoming boy. Grew up with Wade Sankey, so rooting for that lineup tonight on the black tie with Brady, yeah.
Yeah, that should be a good matchup. I mean, all 15, all them horses, but 2 they've been 90 on in the past 6 months. So this should be an amazing night of bronc riding.
What are they calling this pen tonight specifically, Stetson?
They call this the TV pen.
Oh, it's going to be really great watching.
Yep, Pink Night TV pen. Casey loved this pen.
I'm actually got sweaty palms. I'm thinking about coming out of retirement for sure after this pen of
I
horse.
was talking to Casey backstage, and he said, these are the nights I wish I was still riding.
You've already made that declaration here on set just a few nights back, and people are going to be waiting on you to maybe come out of retirement.
I'm not coming out of retirement full time, but the American, yes, for $1 million, it catches my attention.
Chancey, you know, speaking of the American Rodeo and the American qualifiers, I think you're going to be joining us January 10th at the South Point for the Western Regional. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, we've been talking to Teton Ridge on a few of those. I think we're going to be in Lexington too, and here. And we always like coming to Vegas. I feel like we're the house band at the South Point, but we love that room. We love being in Vegas. But I think Teton Ridge is doing a lot of great things for rodeo, and we want to be a part of some of those qualifiers and the Americans. So yeah, we'll be here January 10th. That'll be the day of the release too, so I just remembered. Yeah, and then Lexington not long after that.
We're going to be having a big party over at the South Point. Write it down now if you've got time. Come back to Vegas. Come hang with us January 10th. Chancey, thanks for joining us here on the NFR Preshow. Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep breaking down those world champion races right here at the NFR Preshow.
Montar em Barretos para mim é um sonho, como eu vi meu pai ganhar Barretos.
I'm very excited because I think it's the biggest crowd I've ever competed. They're gonna scream and that's gonna be so fun.
That right there is why I'm here, to change that little one's life.
It's really cool rodeoing with Eli. I get to teach him things.
You get 3 strikes in baseball. You get 1 shot when you nod your head at rodeo, and you got to make it count.
People love cowboys. It's just part of life.
I'm pretty lucky with the horses that I have. They truly are my freedom. They are my happiness. They allow me to do my passion.
The electricity during the rodeo from the fans that you can feel on the buck and shoot, there's not a rodeo like it.
It's just like a dream come true to be able to qualify for the American.
It's really opening doors for everyone here.
And I'll have the miso glazed salmon, please. Thank you.
Excellent choice. And for you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have the 8-ounce filet. Medium. Oh, and the seafood tower for the table.
Good call.
Great call.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the NFR Pre-Show presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. Let's talk world champion races, and who better than world champions themselves who have been in their shoes right back behind us inside the Thomas and Mack. And, you know, with bareback riding, Kaycee Feild, who do you have? What do you think? How's it shaping up?
Oh, I have a handful of people. Tonight, I'm excited about tonight, but I got to keep picking Jess Pope. He's a standout here in Vegas. He's strong every round. It doesn't matter if it's the hopper pin, the bucker pin. He's here, and he shows up every time. Toes turned out, and rides for 10. The judges, you know, it's an 8-second judge contest, but they're still looking at that 9 and 10 seconds. And so if you're waiting on that whistle and you give up right there at 8 seconds, or I shouldn't say give up, but quit riding, they notice that. So ride through the 10. Jess Pope, he's doing that. I'm excited.
When you talk about Jess Pope and his riding style, what impresses you the most about him?
Honestly, probably his mental composure. His mental toughness is unreal. It doesn't matter any pressure situation. If it's Pleasant Grove, Utah, and there's 7,500 added, or if there's 75,000 added, he shows up and he performs every single time exactly the same. It doesn't matter if it's a rank horse or not. This right here is a really rank horse, big old paint horse, faded night, and Jess does the same thing every single time. Shows up, bears down, rides through the whistle. Again, you're going to hear me talk about this every night, the strong mark out. But this horse right here, when he's jumping away like that, he's covering 15, 20 feet at the least every jump. That feels like you're tied onto an anchor dropping off the edge of the boat. Just, you're going straight to the bottom really fast. And Jess keeps the shoulder square, the Macarena. His shoulders are not square. He doesn't do anything right.
We'll allow the Macarena. When he keeps putting up big scores, we'll allow the Macarena. Luke, steer wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you can't look past Will Loomis on how dominant he's been right now with his go-around wins and using some steers that aren't really good. Last night, a steer that they'd been a no time on, and he gets by him and does a great job. But you can't look past Rowdy Parrott either. Rowdy has been getting in there and winning money. He's only a couple thousand behind Will. He's second in the aggregate right now. So, I mean, it's heating up. Then you also have JD Struckness out on one. You know, he's going to give him a run for the money in the go-rounds. But right now, Will Loomis, Rowdy Parrott is kind of right there.
And you brought up that average money, and gosh, you know, those average races are obviously still heating up, but that money is so important to the overall world standings when it all comes down to round number 10. Jackie, for team roping, I know it's still, we've got a long ways to go, but if you could look in your crystal ball, who do you have?
You know, I'm still going to go with Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe. You know, those guys came out on fire. I know they've had a little bit of bad luck in these second 2 rounds, but, you know, the way the team roping's shaping up, like that right there, I think they're going to make that run right there a lot this week. And the way the team roping's shaping up, there's only 4 teams that have caught all 4 steers. And so this is going to give them an opportunity to still come back and possibly get an average check. So I don't discount them in the average, but I think they're going to pick up a lot of money still left in these rounds. So I'm still sticking with what I said to begin with. Sticking with my story.
Do you think they're changing their strategy at all?
I don't. I think they came out with one strategy: win as much money as possible. And I guarantee you, if the average is there, it's there. If it's not, they're still going to come gunning at them every single round, just like they do. That's their style. That's what they're going to stick with. That's what's got them here. I think that's what they're going to keep doing, and I have a lot of faith in them. I think they're going to connect a lot more this week.
Well, we'll see how they end up in round number 5, just minutes away from our pre-show. Stetson, when we look to saddle bronc riding, you've got 2 brothers in there. Who do you have on top?
I mean, of course, I'm still sticking with Ryder. He moved to #1 in the world last night, but like the average does play such a big role because it pays so much money. It's Damien's got a chance, Zeke, Wyatt, they're all still in the average, and that's a big paycheck that could determine the whole deal. But I won my first world title in the saddle bronc riding, bucking off 2 horses, but I was winning in the rounds, placing high, and that's what I expect out of Ryder is he's got to go throw the Hail Mary passes, and like he's got to go gunning for it if he's going to get it. But Zeke, if Ryder doesn't win the round, Zeke is for sure going to win his 5th world title?
It is.
Zeke will win his 5th world title, but if Ryder keeps knocking him down in the rounds, then like Ryder's still going to be my pick. But it's anybody's game at this point. Like, it's way too early. There's still 5 more rounds. Well, 6 if we count tonight.
Yeah, that's right. And when you think if you were in their shoes right now, if you were your brother Ryder, what's your game plan in the locker room before tonight?
Well, he's kind of the one who walked me through my first world title, and he just said I won mine the same way, and he knows what it takes to win a world title. He's done it twice, and Zeke's the one that's gonna have to ride more safe, and that's kind of what you've seen from Zeke last night. He was just staying in the average. He didn't expose himself like he was in them previous rounds. Last night he safetied up, showed that he was a little bit human, and that's what them guys needed to see was like he isn't as confident right now as you might think, and these guys better start taking it down now because last night he fumbled the ball big time.
They're going to be putting the pressure on all throughout these next 6 nights. Kaycee?
Yeah, this is exciting. The bronc riding and watching the Wright brothers, Zeke Thurston, I'm a huge fan of him. My dad traveled with his dad. Zeke has an advantage. He's come here with his dad, watched the NFR. Zeke, I don't think he's going to be safetying up anymore. I think he understood what happened last night. He's going to come out swinging, and I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for Zeke to come out swinging and give these Wright brothers a run for the money. But you can't count out the other guys. Damien Brennan, he come here #1, and he's hungry. He wants to get that world title for the Australians, and you have a country behind you, and that's very motivation right there. That's a big old push.
I'm sure it's a huge motivator indeed. Well, let's talk barrel racing. Cassie Mowry and Jarvis got it done in round number 4, and this was a huge, monumental, and very special go-round win for Cassie.
Yeah, this has been a really tough year for Cassie, and I think that everyone in the rodeo industry is so glad to see her come out and get a go-round win. Very emotional. Her and her late fiance were partners on the great horse Jarvis, and I just think that it's going to be a race between her and Haley all week because the big thing that Haley has is that average check sitting there. I think it's going to be back and forth in these rounds still the rest of the week, and then that average is going to come into play big time, and so we'll see how Sister holds up and stays off of them. Luke, I'm sure you've been training on her, and so I'm sure she's going to be just fine. But
yeah, I absolutely have. But Haley's roughly 80,000 ahead, which is about what the average pays. So that's a big gap to fill with Haley if she stays where she's at, because Haley is going to place in the go rounds, and they've been on fire, winning the go rounds, winning second, and coming into tonight, the where she's at on the ground, it doesn't matter, Jackie. But like you said, Cassie and Jarvis, they got it on last night, and look for them to keep doing that and put some pressure on Haley.
Yeah, and Haley, she's been really tight on that first barrel, and that's the exact barrel that Cassie Mowry hit coming out of that barrel. So I know anything can happen. Haley's got to really concentrate on keeping those up. I know she said her first barrel style, it is a rollback style, so there is always that possibility of tipping it coming out of the turn. But man, she's got so much confidence built right now that we're just going to have to wait and see. Does she stay in the average, and does Cassie Mowry start coming alive in every round? I mean, it could happen. It could happen. It's a long shot, but it could happen.
Well, and the thing, too, with Cassie having to go at each go-round, she's going to have to get close to those barrels. So, I mean, maybe we see her tip another one, maybe not. You just don't know. But the only way to win those rounds is get as close to them as you can.
I've got to ask, coming from the rough stock event, these horses, Cassie Mowry, Haley Kinsel, those horses, how much are they feeling the nerves? Because the outsider looking in, the bareback riding, they feel every move. They know how you're feeling before you get in there. The confidence that Haley's feeling, the things that are going on in Cassie's life, those horses know intimately what's going through these girls' minds, and I feel like that, you know, outsider looking in, from the rough stock to the tiny vet, those horses know what's going on. They're performing just as hard as they ever could for their jockey.
Well, yeah, you know, you guys get on a different horse every time you nod your head. These girls are running these horses so much that they're just so in sync and so in tune. And you're exactly right. I think that, you know, the confidence that Haley has in Sister shows. I think that the confidence and the emotion that, you know, that Cassie Mowry has with Jarvis, it shows. And I think these girls are showing out this week. And it's just really fun to watch how in sync those two duos are with those horses. You're right.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure, it's going to be a horse race till the end for round 10. Hey, we just saw Cassie Mowry pick up her first go-round buckle, and we're going to learn more about Cassie Mowry and her great horse Jarvis when we come back.
I just try to put my foot in the stirrup as much as I can, as much as possible. I'm grateful for every time I get to, but with that comes a lot of fails. I don't really think that people understand how much goes into what we do to be competitive.
More than $6 million in earnings.
He didn't waste any time turning around and getting back in there. He is just a talent like this. This is where the money is made right here.
This job is something that if you don't absolutely love it, it doesn't matter how talented you are. Being able to go that fast and turn that hard, and a horse is literally giving you their everything to put on a show in 2.5 minutes by separating a cow the best that you can and keeping that cow from the herd is our entire goal. Whoever looks the best and does it the most correctly is gonna come out on top.
Back-to-back champion here in the cutting.
You know, people just see the wins. They just see like the good moments. I'm only responsible for really about 20% of our success. There's so much pressure and fatigue and frustrating moments that people don't get to see. Watching your team and your family and everybody give 100% to get me to town in the best way, to feel the most competitive that I can, it's a beautiful process that goes into what we do.
Am I doing this by myself or what?
Cassie Mowry wins the day.
My dad.
She ride Derek Begay's mule. Exactly. And place in the top 6.
My fiance's, that past family, came to support me, and it has meant so much to me.
If you think she isn't tough from the bottom up, gut check yourself on that.
Here doing the best I can, making Mike proud. And he would be so proud of that horse, and I know so proud of me tonight. I did a fist pump in the alleyway, and it was before I even heard my time. Because you knew. I just knew. It felt good. All that smiling I do. They say I don't, but how do you get this otherwise? It's not just me. Come on, it's everybody. Y'all come in the picture, Matt? This was a group effort. No water in this picture. I still have all this on? Oh, what did I say? Oh, no.
Well, it goes without saying how special that round win was truly for Cassie last night, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. And to make that run and know that the emotion she's going through, and you know, we talked about, Kaycee said those horses feel our emotion. Jarvis knows what's going on and is showing up for her to be support for her.
Yeah, and I know she gives a lot of credit to her late fiance, Michael Boone, for that horse and, push her and believing in that horse that he was going to be a great rodeo horse, and to see kind of his dreams come true and her dreams come true. It's really emotional and shows just how strong Cassie Mowry is to get through that.
Yeah, without question, and horsepower truly is everything. We're going to move on to some timed event picks, and with that, we're going to get to our Las Tunas horsepower report. Luke?
Yeah, we got to go with Swamper. This horse has carried Will Loomis and Dakota Eldridge to the pay window multiple times. This horse comes from Winston McGraw, who got this horse from Blake Knowles about a year ago. Now, Blake got this horse, Swamper, from Mike Fuller, who has had a few horses that have performed in this Thomas and Mack. So Mike knows a thing or two about some bulldogging horses. But Swamper, so honest, lets him hit the barrier right there. Great run from Will, but this was so impressive. This steer was an extra, run hard, wasn't supposed to be on him, and he let Dakota get his feet on the ground really fast, and then Dakota just does what he's done so many times, hangs it on that steer and gets a great fall, all because Swamper was able to put his feet on the ground fast.
Well, that was our Las Tunas horsepower report, and we'll be watching Swamper inside Thomas and Mack tonight. And Luke, who do you have for steer wrestling?
So we had a horse change in the steer wrestling. Jesse Brown got off Tyson of Curtis Cassidy's. He's getting on Justin Schaefer's horse Banker, which they've won a lot of money on. He has a steer that they won the go-round on. Since I did my homework, Jesse Brown's my pick to win the go-round with a horse change.
Well, we'll see how that shakes out. Jackie?
Well, I played by the rules and I made my pick before the draw came out, but you know what? I was rewarded by that because my team that I picked, Derek Begay and Jonathan Torres, have the steer that T. Wade and Thorpe won the second round on. So that's just intuition, I think, right there for myself. So I have them for the round win. I think that Derek Begay, he's been having a little heck, but it's little stuff. I think in the third round, that steer, or maybe it was the second round, that steer kind of shuffled, didn't give him a good start, and they would have won the round without the broken barrier. Waved it off last night, but had it on him extremely fast. I think that tonight's Derek Begay's night.
I just want to see this rule book where they say I keep breaking the rules. I never got that in my little package.
Jackie,
it's his turn tonight.
How about tie down?
Tie down. I mean, I just would not sound like a smart person if I said anything but Riley Webb right now. So you got to go with it if it's not broken, right? Don't fix it if it's not broke. Riley Webb on fire. That horse Rudy looks amazing. I can't bet against Riley Webb at this point.
Well, and this is the bigger pen of calves. We heard Ty say they may not tie him as fast as we've seen. So Riley Webb, it doesn't matter how big, how small they are, he's going to go at him and go at him fast.
Yeah, if he keeps getting the same start and the same net catch and they're turned around on their feet when he gets there, I just think he's not making any mistakes, and he's got way too much confidence built up right now.
I know we keep talking about the reigning world champion, Riley Webb, and my gosh, I mean, he's acting like a seasoned veteran, but when we step back and think about it, he's still fairly young in terms of the fellow competitors that he's competing against. Are you two, as legends in your own right, in your own sport, are you impressed by his mental strategy?
He's 21 years old, so he is really young because he won his first world championship, not even able to go to the casino and gamble and drink in Las Vegas. So his mental capacity is well beyond his age.
Yeah, and Riley's been an old soul for a long time, and he's been winning like that for a long time. It didn't matter what age group it was in. So I'm not really surprised at all to see Riley Webb in the position that he's in.
Well, we'll see as we are nearing the halfway point. Any other surprises inside the timed events?
One for me is Tyler Wagensback has still not won a check. He has a steer they placed on, so he might be a guy to consider for your daily fantasy picks, but he's got to get the start. He's got to get his hazer on the same page, and then he just does what he does when he's won his little gold buckles. But that's the only surprise for me so far.
Okay, well, we're still a little early on in the 2024 NFR. Hey, when we come back, it's all about the rough stock picks. And before we get to that, we're going to learn more about Jace Trosclair. Stay here. You're watching the NFR Preshow.
And I'll have the miso glazed salmon, please. Thank you.
Excellent choice. And for you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have the 8-ounce filet. Medium. Oh, and the seafood tower for the table.
Good call.
Great call.
Cheers.
At Tractor Supply, we understand that out here, no 2 days are the same. Some days start early, others end a little late. Some days you're taking things a step at a time, others you're just stepping away from it all. Some days you're caring for your property, others your family. Either way, you're ready for whatever comes next. At Tractor Supply, we'll help you make the most of life out here, no matter how you live it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
My mom passed away last September. She was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Not even a week later, I started running 2 miles a day, 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups. It definitely gave me more try. It's got a different meaning behind my riding. Her being a single mom was very hard, raising 2 boys. I want to honor her, so that's why I wear these right here. This pair right here, it's got her initials on this side, and then the color of her cancer with the ribbon. And then the back is the hashtag I put. It's for you with the angel wings. She did her best and everything she could for us to pursue our dreams, so I'm just extremely blessed to be here.
Such a touching story of Jace Trosclair. You know, we see these athletes inside the arena, but, you know, stories like that really humanize them, and he's riding for something extra special, isn't he?
Yeah, and, you know, that's what a lot of people don't understand is what they don't see outside of the arena, what's going on in personal, you know, levels, personal things in your life. They just see the champions inside and outside the arena, but they don't know what drives them to be that.
For sure. Tragedy in the family is hard. And what he's talking about 2 weeks after losing his mom, I didn't deal with something similar. I lost my dad. A month later, I went to the American. They gave him a tribute. And what it takes to get behind the buck and chutes and climb over the chutes and get on an animal, and the focus that it takes and the things that you have to push aside are very tough, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But to be here in Las Vegas and doing what he's doing is something very special, and he's got angels on his side for dang sure, and I can guarantee he's feeling his mom right with him.
Very special for sure. Thank you for sharing that, Kaycee. Well, we're going to get to our Tractor Supply stars to watch. And Kaycee, I guess I'll just toss it right back to you for Casey's contender. Who do you have for round 5?
Round 5, I've got 2 people.
So you're starting to act like Luke.
Yes, cheat to win.
There's no rules. Do what you want.
Yeah, where is the rule book?
Thank you.
It's not this thick. Yeah.
The BRCA rule book.
I wasn't going to say that, but you did. But Dean Thompson, Jess Pope, they got 2 of my favorite horses, honestly. Dean Thompson, all the way to Utah. The bees are buzzing. Here we go. Dean Thompson. The horse that he has, Nightcrawler, is one of the funnest horses I've ever been on in my life, in my career ever. She kind of like gives you, right here, look, watch this right here. She'll give you a little hop, skip, let you get screwed down, and then she just shows off just with you. Gets high in the air, lets you show off, but if you do stub your toe, you're going to feel it. She's going to drill you hard. A really fun horse, but completely opposite compared to Jess Pope's. Jess Pope has gunfire. This horse is big and strong, drops out of there, comes around left to the circle, and when that happens in the bareback riding, all your pressure goes on your right foot. And so to keep your feet coming up to the rigging, keep spurring is really, really hard. Like Luke and me are having a hard time keeping our notes up here on the table. But
it's not windy out here or anything.
Yeah. But these 2, I'm pulling for Dean. He has a big opportunity right now. He's tough in the average, right behind Jess Pope. The world standings, Jess Pope, he's been on this horse before. He had this horse in the 10th round a year ago or 2 years ago, and it cost him the world title. So he kind of has a little vengeance coming out tonight, and I'm really looking forward to the bareback riding. But top to bottom, the horses tonight, I bet you there's 10 or 15 horses. Well, shouldn't say that, but 12 horses, I guess you could say, 10 to 12 horses that I've been 90 plus on. And so these horses, they let you show off. They let you show off your style, your skill, your homework. Round 5, here we go.
Oh, you want a mic drop after that?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's pretty impressive right there, Stetson. Do it. Top it.
I was going to do Stetson's dance move, and top it off. But
Right. Well,
I
that
don't
could
know.
warm us all up if we tried, but I don't know. Stetson does it best. Hey, Stetson, what do you have for saddle bronc?
Saddle bronc riding, this is why when we were talking about the average earlier that I don't know who to pick because Damian Brennan has all or nothing, and this is the horse of the year, the number one guy coming into the NFR. It should be huge. He already rode him this year in Fort Worth for 91.5. Last year, Sage Newman was 91 on him, and Ryder was 89.5. So this horse, it's got huge numbers. They hold the arena record in Fort Worth with 94 on it. Damian could do something. He could tie or break the arena record tonight here at Thomas Mack, insert him back in, go right back to number one. And, I mean, he could be your world champion just off of this ride. It might turn his whole NFR around.
Wow. Wow, and just to think we're just minutes away from that, Stetson. We're going to check in now with two-time PBR world champion JB Mauney. He's having fun over at Zouk Nightclub. JB, do you see that we are just braving the elements out here outside the Thomas and Mack while you're all warm and cozy inside?
It's not near as windy over here. It's really nice, actually.
I bet he has a blanket with him, too.
I do not.
Hey, JB, before we get to
There's my notes.
Yeah, you and your notes. Before we get to bull riding picks, JB, did you teach Stetson some dance moves last night?
You're making JB go over this? This is why my mom should not have had the video.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that. Wow, Stetson.
I thought differently about him before I see this video.
Oh, we're going to watch it again.
That was sent to my family.
Well, your family threw you under the bus.
My family hates me.
They leaked.
That's what happens when you don't show up right at the NFR. Sorry, Stetson.
Stetson, what are you putting in your pockets?
All that money. That's what I do around here. I'm pretty sure I'm been doing really good on that fantasy stuff. I'm getting the money over here.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, JB, who do you have in the bull riding for round 5?
I'm going with Jeter Lawrence. He has Ricky Vaughn. It's a perfect matchup. This bull stacks up, kicks over his head, can go either way. They buck him out of either delivery. So, but when he stacks up like that, he's got all the timing in the world. If Jeter gets around the corner, look for him to be about 92 or 93 points on him. So I'm gonna stick with Jeter tonight.
Okay, well, that's a different pick than Stetson. Stetson, who do you have?
I love JB's pick, but I'm going to go with Tristan Hutchings. He got Bull of the Year, Big Bank. They've only rode this bull like 5 times, I think, and all of them were over 88.5. John Crimber was 95.5 points on him earlier this year in May. So it should be a huge matchup, and I'm tickled pink to watch this one, too.
All right. Well, hey, JB, we want to thank you. We'll be back in touch with you soon for Pro Fantasy Live over there at Zouk. But for now, should we check our Pro Fantasy Rodeo standings?
Of course we should.
Let's see how that's shaping up here as we near the halfway mark of the NFR.
Yes. See, that's what I was tucking into my pockets. That money, I told you.
I'm shocked.
Oh,
I'm not last, so it feels good.
You're not last, but you did kind of have a gloomy face and like you were down in the dumps, so I got you a Snickers to pick you up, Betty White.
Is that what you took from me last night?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
You've been packing
since
this around
last night.
all day.
Yes.
Yeah, it's flat and melted.
No, it's not. Definitely not. I put
But
it in.
thanks.
Yeah, eat that.
At least I'll give you a fresh one when you're being.
Yeah, you and you're hungry.
Jeez.
Hey, look, when it all comes down to round number 10, no one just wants to be in last place. So for now, it can keep fluctuating, but last place is not a fun place to be, especially for the Tattoo Celebrity Fantasy League, Luke.
But you are the champion. Come on, remind us about that, Katie.
It was a very special
the
year.
buckle.
Yeah, it was a very special year.
Okay,
buckle,
question.
and-
You got that buckle. Is anybody on your team this year, on that team from that time when you won that championship?
I think it was so long ago. I'm not sure how many of
This guy was probably on it.
I'm not sure how many of those contestants are still around, but hey, that was a lot of fun. But hey, we want to thank you all for joining us here at the NFR Pre-Show presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. We're going to throw it over now to our friends inside Zouk Nightclub for round 5. Sierra Spratt, take it away.
Thank you, Katie. Stetson, I got to say really quick, I am digging the blazer. That is, JB, that wasn't on the table?
No, that matches his dance he did.
I really loved it. Well, welcome to PFR Live. I am joined again by JB Mauney and Mr. Casey Jones down there. Casey, I noticed the standings are You're down a ways,
That's
bud.
pretty scary. I didn't think I'd be that bad at this game, but it's panning out that I'm going to have to do something later, I guess.
I'm just glad he's entered.
Oh, what? Wait a second. I wasn't expecting this.
Who actually puts those stats together? Is it Dan or is it my team?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk with my guys. We're going to have to do check that algorithm.
I hope you're in the average, Casey. Hope that's what you're waiting on, the big average money coming in later.
I need to check on my team. I don't know, something's wrong there. It must be a bug in the system.
Well, we can't wait to punish Casey here in a minute, but before we do that, he did give me a gift. Is this for me or no?
No, that's for the Daily Fantasy Champion. So every night we'll give that, the winner of the Daily Fantasy team will win a buckle. So we have 2 games for the National Finals Rodeo every day. We have Daily Fantasy. It's $10.95 to buy a team. We guarantee $10,000 on our payout every night. So $3,500 to the winner and a buckle. We're actually giving the every Daily Fantasy player an extra $100,000 to build their team. So the NFR big game, we have $550 as your salary. In Daily Fantasy, we actually give you more money because some people I really wanted that team, I just couldn't afford them. So the Daily Fantasy, it's fun because you have an extra $100,000 to build your team. And then our free game, which is kind of a long shot, it's free to play. And if you pick every contestant who wins the event that night, wins $10,000. The contestant or the player that has the most correct event winners wins a buckle. So we give away 2 buckles every night to rodeo fans. The Daily Fantasy's guaranteed $10,000 payout every day, and the rodeo picks is long shot, but you have a chance to win $10,000 for free.
Dang, that's pretty good. And this is honestly a beautiful buckle too. What buckles do you guys have on right now? I'm curious.
I got the dad. That was my bucket list. Daddy, Shining Frontier Days.
JB, what do you got?
World champion buckle.
All right, well that's decent, but if you win one of
in
these,
the breakaway,
though,
what'd you win the world in?
Yeah, breakaway.
Breakaway?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was really good at it.
Good job.
Thank you.
well, let's take a look. We are at the halfway point here at the NFR halftime. We kind of start to pay attention to that all-around standings that's coming in because with Stetson out, it was kind of, anybody's shot here. A lot of guys picked up the steer tripping. I think 3 out of 4 of these guys did, and it's pretty close. JB, let's start with you with Wacey Shala.
Wacey has not started off the way I thought Wacey was going to. He's my pick on my team also, so I still have faith in him. He's going to crack out. It's not by lack of effort. Things just aren't clicking right now for him, but I bet he figures it out and ends this NFR on a high note. I feel bad for the kid. He rides way better than he showed out, but as long as he keeps trying, all the cards will fall into place.
Clearly with that not much going in, he definitely had a heck of a year, so I'll be excited.
Yes.
Casey, let's toss it over to you for the team ropers, because they're neck and neck, I think $500 or less in between Junior and Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman, he started picking up steer roping probably 3 or 4 years ago, and he's really been working hard at it, and he's really winning a bunch at it this year, and so, Coleman, everybody roots for that guy. He's an awesome individual. So, and then, you have Junior, which is done proved he could win all around. He's a past world all-around champion, so that's a tight race between the 2 of them.
And I think it's kind of important to note here, so either of these 2 guys, they're not completely out of the average, but they're not really in a spot where they might just be sitting back and waiting for it, but they've got a chance to beat Shad in the end, but Shad's got to go out of the average.
I could be wrong here, so don't check my stats, but there's only 4 teams that's cut off so far?
I'm pretty sure you're right, yeah.
So, with how many rounds we have left, it's still up in the air.
Yeah, and Shad, he's doing good in the average now, too. So, he hasn't done amazing in every single round. He hasn't just cleaned house, but he's chipped away. He's done what he knows how to do, and he's got a big shot for some good average money in the end. I really see that's what's going to be coming down to it with this tight of a race.
Yeah, and the reason that Shad's in this race is because he, took on steer roping, worked really hard, has a really good horse, had some really good mentors helping him out, and so that's the only reason he's in this is, the first original event of rodeo, steer roping.
I always loved the all-around. That's probably my favorite race. You guys weren't really were you all-around fans? I was always a big all-around fan.
I was. My father-in-law was all-around champion, so I'm a fan of it.
Who are you betting on out of the 4 we just talked about?
Shad's got gotta hand it to him right now. And the way I look at it is, it's always easier climbing the mountain than it is trying to just stay at the top of the mountain. No matter what position you're in, you got to act like you're not there yet.
I think Cole, he's my inside pick. Like, he has 4 outstanding head horses, and his work ethic, and he really dials in that mental game. I really think he has an advantage in the second half of this, NFR, to really see him excel.
Hey, you never know. I'm pretty excited to watch it, see where the chips fall. Alicia, we're going to throw it to you now over there. I think you're joined by the Kaycee Feild. There he is, who's not sporting pink, but,
Yes, I am. This is pink. It looks white, but it's pink. I'm trying.
Maybe peach or something. But thanks, Sierra. We've been bringing you insight on all of the human athletes for the majority of the National Finals Rodeo, but we're going to switch things over to some of the best, if not the best, bareback horse in the game currently, and that's C5 Rodeo's F13 Virgil. And I know that Casey has a lot of absolutely incredible history with this horse. He's currently holding the world record, 95 points with Rocker Steiner. He's been 2-time horse of the world, and there's Casey at the American right there.
Yeah, this was the first time I had this horse, and out of the left, this horse is kind of a little bit tougher, and he was that day. He really drops out of there, changes leads, switches directions. His buck's going which way. That was a very big ride for me in my career. I was struggling for several years and dreamed about this, manifested it. I got off of him, and it was like I dreamed a different trip, but I got off and I knew that I was going to win that rodeo.
Now, pretty cool that you were able to do that on 2 separate occasions. The same. Talk about manifestation. You need to tell us your trick.
Yeah, no kidding. Lay your head down and dream big. I'll tell you that. But this horse is unbelievable, and to have him 2 times at the American is a true blessing.
And I think that's what Jacob Lees has been doing. He's been dreaming big here. He hasn't had the start to the National Finals Rodeo that he's wanted, but he has history with Virgil. This will be the 3rd time that he's gone on him in 2024.
Yeah, and Jacob Lees, every time he's had him before.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Yeah, Casey does have to do something, doesn't he? Because he lost.
Oh, yeah. There you go, bud.
What's that?
Hot sauce. I did not mix it, so good luck.
Well, I heard there was a lot of hot sauce in there, like
Mixtures.
A little bit of badness from a lot of different, peppers.
That's what I heard. I did
So
not
I'm not
test
really
it.
worried about tonight. I'm a little worried about in the morning.
Good luck.
All right, Mr.
Resorts
Jones.
World has hooked me up with a bidet, one of those fancy toilets that does everything. So I'll probably be hanging out there tomorrow. So
good luck.
I might miss the show. Here we go.
Got a little bite?
Yeah, we better some beers. Beers.
Scale of 1 to 10. Where are we at with that?
11.
Well, you
Okay,
know
we're
what?
good.
It wasn't a bug, so I don't want to hear anything about it.
I like the bug better.
Oh gosh,
that's
dang.
gonna. That's
I
gonna
can smell it.
Yeah, it's a little
smell
warm,
the
and I like warm. And that's a little over the top.
Burnt my nose.
Ouch.
I love this show so much, especially when I'm not the loser.
I'm gonna go tackle that one right there that made it.
Yeah.
You better get a head start.
All right, well, let's help the fans out at home. Get this panel of experts here seeing what your guys' locks are tonight. JB, we're going to start with you. I think you're sticking with the one you had earlier, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Jeter Lawrence on Ricky Vaughn. That's a great matchup. Like I said earlier, the bull stacks up. Will go either way. They can buck him out of either delivery, but when he stacks up, he'll probably 1 or 2 jumps in one spot. When he comes around, as long as Jeter gets around the corner, I look for him to be about 92 or 93 on him.
Yeah, he is riding good, isn't he? Casey
Yeah.
Jones, are you recovered enough to you better?
I think I'm ready to go. Here we go.
Well, who do you have on lock? I believe it is Mr. Zeke Thurston.
I'm calling Zeke Thurston going to be 92 points tonight. He was 92 points on Calgary Stampede's Exotic Warrior earlier this year. That's what he's got matched up tonight. Man, Zeke, this is this is easy money for him. And I think, you know, he's craving this horse, so this matchup fits him perfect.
Man, I think Zeke's been a popular pick this week. I feel like I've heard Zeke's name a few times by now.
Oh, yeah. He's on my team.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
But yet, I believe I'm number 1 currently. So
I think I need to go find WAG.
Yeah.
I pushed all my chips in on WAG.
Yes.
And now I'm going to be on the potty all day tomorrow. So we're going to have to do some talking with WAG.
You can blame your stomach problems on WAG.
Well, my pick for everyone wondering is Andrea Busby in the barrel racing. I absolutely love this horse, and it's really exciting because Busby Performance Horses has trained so many incredible horses, and this year Andrea decided, you know what, I'd like to hop on. I want to take a turn. I can make the NFR, and they have been an impeccable team, this arena, every single night. Shifty ground, a couple first rounds. When we see that sometimes, the Thomas and Mack, the horses handled it great. She's just chipped away every single night, and I feel like a lot of eyes have been on Haley and Sister, rightfully so, and I just feel like Andrea's kind of the sleeper agent right now, and she's chipping away, and people might not know until she gets a lot of money cashed in, and I think she's on my team. So
you ought to be around Samantha and Jagger when Andrea runs Benny, because they're hollering for Benny.
Benny?
Oh, yeah, Jagger loves Benny.
What is it about Benny that Jagger loves?
Samantha, he's been around Benny, and that's what Samantha always says. Look, here's Benny, and he stops whatever he's doing and runs over there and watches.
Oh,
that's really exciting about Andrea. You know, she's so close to the past few years, and to see her now compete and having some luck at it. So we're really, you know, kind of pulling for her, and it's exciting to see that she's actually, you know, when she showed up and made it, she's getting her done.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Well, I want to remind everyone who's watching to get your picks in now. We got 2 chances for $10,000. Right, Casey?
2 chances. Yep, free to play at rodeopicks.com. $10.95 for your daily fantasy team. Guaranteed we're going to pay out $10,000 a night. Winner gets that buckle.
Right here, right here. Signed by JB Mauney and Casey Jones, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We might get, you know, some hot sauce to go with it.
Please stick around. After the rodeo, we have our rodeo recap coming at you from Thomas and Mack, and then right back here at Zook Nightclub with JB Mauney, myself, and some more fun having. Stay tuned.